Hi everyone, this is your recording for instructions and expectations for the first observation paper. As you all know that the first observation papers are a course requirement and they do carry a lot of weightage. Each paper is 100 points. So let's get into it, and if you have any questions, once again, do not hesitate to ask about them. So this is your D2L. If I go to the content, I'm going to see my first observation paper. It begins February the 3rd and it is not due till probably the end of February. So look at your schedule for the due date. I think it's the 24th. We can actually go ahead and look at the schedule so that you guys, I'm not giving you a wrong date. Your first observation paper is due on February the 24th by 11:30 p.m. 25% off per day per assignment late. It is going to be submitted through D2L. D2L is going to automatically send it to Turnitin to check for plagiarism. Remember, 30% or above will not be graded and no makeup allowed. So keep those things in mind. So my first observation paper and this folder will open up on February 3rd. So you have almost a month to work on this. So when you open up this, you're going to see two documents. This is your standards, which I will discuss in just a minute, but this is also given in the front of the book. So let's look at the report first, your instructions. So first thing is your paper is going to be a maximum of 1300 words. I give you a range of 150 to 300. You need to have everything, but a maximum of 1300 words. So the introduction is the grade level range for this field report, give a pseudonym for the school and its rationale. So when you're talking about this is your video, the classroom management, if you click on it, it is going to take you to a YouTube link. If you write, and that is going to be your video. So what is the grade level range of it? You're going to assign it a name, a pseudonym, and provide its rationale for it. You are also going to go on the TEA website. Here is the website. You are going to click on this report. Since this is a high school video on classroom management, you are going to use the campus report and you are going to put Ryder High School. You're going to put Ryder High School is what you get in Wichita Falls County. View the report. So what is happening is in the introduction part of it, you are giving the demographics of the school. You're going to look at the data and look at what is the data saying to you. The first part of the report, the introduction, is kind of separated from the other parts of the report. You're looking at the video and doing reflections on it for the next part of the report, but the introduction, you're looking at this report. Okay, so you're looking at the report, you have lots of things you can talk about, whether the school has met standard or not. Then these are all your campus report. The most important page for this one would be, I think it is, this is your most important page, which gives you the total number of students. It gives you a breakdown. It talks about the ethnic distribution, which is really important, is what is the ethnicity of the school, how many are economically disadvantaged, how many are ELLs, what is an at-risk factor. 41% of the students in the school are at risk. At risk, what does at risk means? I'll have you look that up. That is a really important number. Students with disability, you can look at that if you have need a breakdown of disability. It also give you the mobility of the school. How much is the mobility? What do you mean by mobility is how many students transfer per year. So that gives you over those things. It talks about the graduates and everything. You also have the class size information. It talks about the distribution of for the campus, how much is it per ratio, like per teacher, what is the class size averages. It talks about the distribution of the staff. I will let you pick up the information you want to, but I'll make sure your information that you pick out is extensive. Okay, you don't have to explain as to why that information is there. You just need to pick out the data, because I want to see is what data are you able to pick up. Here is number of students per teacher is what you can see. What is the degree of the teachers, other staff information that you need. All that is given in this report. So let's go back and look at the observation paper. So you use the TA to discuss it. Now, how is this graded? If you look down, your grade level, pseudonyms, and providing a rationale is 5 points. 10 points for the statistics itself. So if your statistic is weak or it is not there, you're losing 10 points directly. Okay, it gives you exactly the breakdown that is needed. Now let's look at the next section, the knowledge and the pedagogy section. So here you're going to look at the standards, the PPR, pedagogy and professional responsibility standards on page this. This is from the page number of your book. If you go back and look at these, I will show you where those standards are given. It should say content and pedagogy right there. Okay, so what it is you have a left side and a right side. You're only looking at these. You're not looking at the instructional goals and objectives. You're only looking at the content and pedagogy. The left side is what the teacher should know, and the right side is what the teachers can do. So you can choose any one of those standards. But what I want you to do is, as you're observing the video, look at these standards and see what the teacher is doing. Does it match any one of those? This is content and pedagogy. You're talking about using different pedagogical techniques. Does the teacher show a knowledge of the subject to promote student learning? Is that evident over there? Planning instructions that reflects understanding. Classroom management video is a unique video in the sense that some students really like it, some students don't like it. So I am looking forward to see what you guys say. But when you are working on your assignment and your paper, what you are looking for, so that means the standards, the PPR, you're actually going to put the PPR. You can either paraphrase them or put them in quotes. That is for 3 points. Then describe the positive examples you observed. So pick out the positive examples from the video and describe them. Don't do a general statement. Connect it to the video. And then the last one is how observing this component will help you in your teaching, career, or learning. So I understand not all of you are from the teaching background. You can connect it as a parent, as a guardian. You can connect it as a college student for your own learning, or you can connect it to your own career. Now, if you are not teaching and you connect it only to teaching, you're going to lose all these points. There is always something that you can pick out of it that connects to you, to your learning, to your career. So I know which degree plans each one of you guys have, and that's what I'm going to be looking, is whether you have connected it to your own learning or not. It is the same thing for the environment of respect and rapport. What you are looking for. So if I go back and I look at the respect and rapport, here is respect and rapport. So once again, what is the positive examples that are doing? Interactions with students. Does it show respect? Strategies of interactions among students that are polite, respectful, and cooperative. Do you see any examples of that? And for observing this, how does that help you? I'll give you an example, like some students have said like teamwork or something like that, and then connect it to your own learning, your own career. Be specific about it. Every semester, students have done an awesome job. They have really made some deep thinking, like they've really thought about great examples, and that have been awesome. The next one that you have is clear and accurate communication. The same thing. Avoid rating the teacher. You may not like the teacher, but avoid rating the teacher. Talk about the positive examples of it. I understand there will be non-examples, but what are the positive things that you can take away from it? Then the last is student engagement. Where do we see those? If you go back to your, here is your communication, clear and accurate communication. So you have a left side, right side, doesn't matter which one. You don't have to give the numbers for the standards, just the standards paraphrased, or you take wordings out of it. That is fine. Remember to put quotes. And then student learning is here. There's lots of student learning standards to think about, is whether they are learning or not. Flexible grouping, pacing of the lesson, engaging students, activities, structure, all those things are included in this. And then in the end is a conclusion. This conclusion is more open-ended. So what did you conclude from it? What was your preference? So here is where you can make some self-reflection if you want to about the whole video. Include a cover sheet. What does a cover sheet means? The cover sheet is basically a cover sheet that gives the name of the class, your name, if you want to add a quote, a picture or something like that, the professor's name. It's a simple plain cover sheet. There is no APA format or MLA format for this paper. Handed in time, that means check your syllabus, correct spelling, sentences, paragraphing, use 6 bold headings. Now this is really important. Don't make it a complete one paragraph whole paper. Have headings. Even within these headings, like if you put headings like respect and rapport, environment of respect and rapport, you're welcome to use those headings. Have a paragraph on what you're looking for. Have a paragraph on positive examples. How does it help you in your own career, learning, teaching? Have an example of that. So those are things to organize your paper. I have 60 of these papers to grade. So believe me, when I'm going through an organization, really helps in the readability. It really helps to make sure that you have covered everything. Make it extensive. Now this one says at least 1200 words. It doesn't have to be at least 1200 words. It's a maximum of 1300 words. Okay. So this is not correct. This will change. Is it clean and easy to read and all those things? Some students organize it in a way is one page is one thing, like for one page they'll have the introduction, content and pedagogy, one page is respect. That's fine. You don't have to fill up the page. You can do it introduction, content and pedagogy and things like that. So whichever way you want to do it, organize it yourself. This scoring gives you exact breakdown of it. Remember, explaining what you're looking for is 3 points. So if you don't use the standard, you're losing full 3 points. Positive examples, they have to be specific. So that is 6 points. And how does it help you in your teaching, which is like your learning, your career, all of those things, okay? It is just not the teaching part of it. It is 5 points. And then for each section, avoid rating the teacher. It is very clearly defined what it is. I do check sentence structure, grammar, flow, coherency, all of those things. Heading, cover page, that is 20 points extra. And then word limit, maximum of 1300 words. Specificity, effort, and thought, that is 5 points. This is just those things repeated again. Your conclusion is 4 points. Remember to use Rider High School for the reports for the statistics. If you click on this link, is the video that opens up, is what you're watching. Introduction is nearly kind of separated from the rest of the paper. In the past, we actually had students go to the real classrooms, and that's why we have that section over there. We really still want you to look at the demographics, which can be useful not only as a teaching career, but as a parent, older brother, sister, guardian, all those things. That is all. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. I am more than happy to help you.